Hi YouTube. So I wanted to talk to y'all about something today. I wanted to talk about emotional eating. I know for me right now I'm kind of feeling some anxiety, and so I've been wanting to make this video for the longest time, so I thought that this was the right time to make it since I'm feeling a little anxious, because one of my goals over spring break was to organize my closet and take some of the big clothes out of the closet and to make room for new ones. And that in itself is very uplifting, inspiring, but at the same time it causes anxiety because you have all these what ifs. Well, what if I gain all the weight back and I need these clothes, but yet I got rid of them, and so it's more money down the tube. You know, what if I don't lose any more weight and I stand where I am, or I stay where I am? You know, there's all these what ifs and kind of the doubts that creep in. So it's like, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time. And even though I have a little anxiety about it, I did do some of my closet. I didn't do all of it. And so tonight I went to my support group and we have like this clothing exchange thing. So you can bring in clothes and, you know, take whatever you want that fits, and whatever that's not gets donated. So I brought some of my clothes, and I'm not really sad about it. I still, like, going there, I had doubts and I had some anxiety. I still have a little bit now, but it's definitely getting better. I don't necessarily feel relieved. I know before I went there, I was feeling like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, you know, and then also kind of like, yeah, you know, it's a fresh new start. So, but now I'm just kind of in the middle. So anyway, that's what kind of made me think of making this video tonight, because even though I'm not really feeling like I want to overeat, this is still like normally like an anxiety thing that would kind of cause me to go towards food. So I thought, just in case I do start to feel like that tonight, I will have made this video and have people to talk to about it, and so it will help. So I know that was a really long introduction, so I will get started. But so I thought I would make this kind of like a little three-part kind of thing. Like, what are the situations that cause us to overeat? What are the feelings we have, and what can we do to change those behaviors? Now, I know emotional eating is for every person different. We each have our own reasons why we do it. We each have our own feelings that we have. So kind of, to me, this is more my situations and the feelings that I have. So you might have some of the feelings that I have, and you might not, and if you don't, that's okay. But I just thought I would talk kind of like about my situation personally, and then I could get feedback from y'all. And you know, it always makes me feel better knowing that I'm not alone in a situation, and that people out there are experiencing some of the same things that I do. And plus, it gives me inspiration and hope that, okay, you're not alone, you can do this, you know? So for me personally, some of the situations that have caused me to be an emotional eater are definitely past events. My past is definitely still some big issues for me, and that's number one why I started going to therapy. And unfortunately, it's not going to be something that changes overnight, but that is one of my biggest triggers. Past events, family, let's see, frustrations, boredom, feeling like anxiety or feeling overwhelmed, feeling lonely, or sadness, madness, and feeling like I'm a failure, and definitely feeling like lost, not sure who I am, or like, you know, just who you are and just the gist of things, kind of. I definitely, like, want to overeat when I have feelings that are kind of raw, and I'll be honest with you, I've been overweight my entire life, since I was a young child, and so for me personally, I have felt feelings like love and happiness and sadness, but I've never really felt them. And now that I've had weight loss surgery and I can't necessarily eat away my feelings as much as I could before, they're very raw, and so feelings definitely make me want to turn to food and eat. I guess for me, looking back, I don't have a time or a memory that I can remember, like the first time overeating. I know there were situations that caused me to overeat, but I don't know what the underlying issue is. Without going too much into my past, there's a lot from my childhood that I do not remember, like years. And so I know my main triggers lie somewhere within there. And that's why I'm going to therapy to hopefully figure those things out, because I want the triggers to not necessarily control me anymore and learn ways to deal with them. So that's kind of my experience. So when I think about like all these situations, like the feelings that I have, guilt, anger, of course frustration was a feeling but also a situation, loneliness, sadness, and sometimes like I feel so sad, you can kind of feel it in your chest, like you can feel like the sadness, like it's a deep sadness, kind of like a loss. Overwhelmed, failure, feeling like you're on the outside, feeling small and not important, feeling not loved, feeling non-existent, feeling fearless or hopeless, and feeling confused. So these are the feelings I have not only before I overate, but after I overate. And like I say, you may have some feelings that I have, you may have different feelings, because we all eat for different reasons. But I feel like everybody has some of these common feelings in place, because, you know, we're all human and we all go through situations that cause us sadness or, you know, loss, or, you know, just feeling kind of hopeless. So, and, you know, there's personally a lot for me that I kind of, like, working through with therapy, I'm kind of having to, it's kind of like I'm going through a loss, even though I'm not, because I'm kind of losing the fat girl mentality. So, of course, the 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I would definitely say I'm out of the denial stage. I'm definitely more in the anger stage. Kind of like angry at the world, like why certain things have happened to me, why I let certain things happen to me. I feel like over the last week, the anger part has definitely gotten better. So, and I know like the stages can be kind of like all intertwined and stuff. I don't know if I'll go through the bargaining one or not. But I guess we'll see. And so pretty much kind of the last thing about emotional overeating is we have to learn ways to overcome that. I know my therapist is having me write down my feelings, like when there's times that I want to overeat or I'm thinking about food, to write about your feelings, why you're feeling this way, to actually like sit down and think about, okay, what is what is triggering you right now to want to eat? What happened during the day, or, you know, did something remind you of something? And to write about it. And that sometimes helps. I've gotten kind of away from that, and I need to go back to that, definitely. Something that I need to personally do is cry. Like, there are times that I feel like I need to cry, but then I don't. And I think just like the release of that stress would help. Also, things that we can do, if you like to sing or listen to music, take a walk, read a book, do something that's like you time, like take yourself to get a pedicure or a manicure, or take yourself to a movie, or you know, anything that you like to do that you could have you time away from everybody else and just kind of like think. See, I said watch TV, things like that. I know emotional eating is such a huge topic because there's no like right or wrong reason why we started overeating or why we continue to overeat. And I think a lot of people don't want to always touch on the topic, because I know it, for most people, it's a very touchy topic and it's very emotional, and there's lots of feelings behind it. The good thing about YouTube, I feel like we can talk about it and help one another through these times, because if you have therapy, it's only 1 hour a week, and that's not a lot in the gist of things. So you need people who are there for you and understand and support you. And my friends can say they understand, but they don't really understand. And that's why I enjoy doing YouTube videos, and I'm glad that I finally started, because I had wanted to do them for the longest time, but I kept chickening out, thinking, well, what are people going to think about me? But the point of making YouTube videos is to like have the support out there that you wouldn't normally have in your life. And you know, if we can all come together and talk about our different situations, and not necessarily go into detail, but, you know, very generically talk about why we have overate, I think that we would help inspire each other and support each other, and just really like help each other stay motivated, because it's weight loss by itself is a hard journey. Weight loss surgery is even a harder journey, I believe, because you're having to deal with things so differently in your life that you wouldn't if you were just, say, just regular dieting. And there's good and there's definitely bad in the journey. And so I know I personally enjoy all of the support I can get, because like I say, people in your life can say they understand or they feel bad, but they don't really understand. So anyway, this video has gotten really long, and I hope that maybe this has helped someone else maybe feel better and feel more okay with why they feel these feelings. If you want to, you know, send me an email or a video response or a comment and tell me like what your situations are or what your feelings are, and let's help one another. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.